GTN Radio. Hear the difference.
Examining the events that impact and shape China and the rest of the world. This is the Beijing Hour, 1 hour of news and information brought to you every weekday.
Welcome back to you on this Monday, May 1st, 2023. You're listening to the Beijing Hour, coming to you live from the Chinese capital. On today's program, China's domestic travel sector has seen a surge of activity amid the annual Labor Day holiday. Sporadic fighting continues in Sudan, despite the rival forces in the country agreeing to extend their shaky ceasefire. U.S. authorities are still hunting for the suspect who shot and killed 5 people in Texas. In business, consumer spending in China has risen sharply amid the current holiday. In sports, Man City moves to the top of the Premier League table. In culture, one of China's largest outdoor music festivals. Now the day's top stories. Chinese travelers made 18 million passenger trips on railways nationwide during the first 2 days of the 5-day Labor Day holiday. There were also 31.5 million trips via highways, and that's nearly 98% higher than last year. Figures show that orders for car rentals are up more than 8 times for the holiday. Sunday also logged more than 1.8 million passenger trips by air and 1 million by water. Hong Kong's expecting a surge in mainland visitors during the Labor Day holiday, and Chung spoke with tourists, locals, and analysts about what attracts people to the special administrative region.
Hong Kong is expecting an influx of visitors from the Chinese mainland. That's because they're celebrating a 5-day holiday that started on Saturday. It's the first labor holiday since major pandemic restrictions were lifted and borders with the mainland were fully reopened.
I'm quite happy. It's already been 4 to 5 years since I've been back. I'll be here for a week.
There are so many people. I came to shop, but many stores were out of stock. We are just here for the day because staying overnight in Hong Kong is too expensive. We are from Shenzhen, so traveling back and forth is very convenient.
One resident says she's happy to see these tourists.
With more lively energy in the city, everyone will be happier. Everyone is happily coming out to shop, stroll around, and eat. It's great.
Prior to the pandemic, mainland visitors form the majority of tourists in the city, and many of them like to come to shop, especially for the luxury items on offer. I'm seeing a fair amount of people around. There's a queue of people waiting to enter a store. Stores like these are expected to see more patronage as the holiday progresses.
I think there are 2 major implications here. First, I think it is really the first test to see whether Hong Kong is still attractive to mainland tourists. Second, it's really about how attractive it is.
The Travel Industry Council estimates about 600,000 mainland visitors will show up for this holiday. That's about half of the number of mainland arrivals during the same period in 2019.
I think 600,000 seems to be quite a reasonable number to start with. So I think that estimate will probably, be quite accurate. But it also means that actually we are not fully recovered back to the pre-pandemic level yet. So therefore, I think it will still have some positive impact to the economy. Mainland tourists will probably spend around 2.5 billion Hong Kong dollars throughout these 5 days, which is around 0.1% GDP. But still, I think there's still room for improvement.
The tourism industry continues to be challenged by a shortage of manpower. More policy incentives are needed to tackle the issue. And while Hong Kong has been rolling out various campaigns to attract people and boost consumption, it ultimately needs to position itself better than other competing destinations, including mainland cities, to gain a relative advantage.
That was Ann Chung in Hong Kong. Well, cities across China are seeing an influx of travelers during the May Day holiday. And among these travelers are foodies who are taking the opportunity to savor local cuisines and share their experiences on social media. Many are documenting their culinary adventures in front of the camera, showcasing the unique and delicious specialties that can be found in different regions of China. Tian Yu has more.
Amid the permeating aroma of grilled meat and loud voices of street vendors, Deng Jun is navigating his way along a bustling street full of travelers, food stalls, and hand carts loaded with a variety of ingredients. He is searching for local delicacies in the city and keeping a record of what he's been eating. Deng is a full-time video blogger based in Nanchang, Jiangxi province. In 2020, he started to release travel guides on the social media site Xiaohongshu. As a food lover, he began to record the local cuisine he had been eating in different cities and posted them online. These posts have earned over 27,000 fans so far. Deng talks about what kinds of foods have impressed him the most among all the places he has visited.
我以前就是在武汉读书的嘛，那武汉的它的代表的话就是热干面。
I went to university in Wuhan, so I'm quite familiar with the local delicacies such as hot dry noodles and the snack mianwo. I've also been to other cities like Xiamen, where you can taste the satay noodles. Xi'an's rojamo and Yunan's erkwai are all very delicious. Also, in Nancheng, where I was born, with less than 5 yuan, you can eat rice noodles made in different ways.
He also explains why he started to produce food videos.
我个人是很爱美食，这是第一点。那
I love eating tasty food, as everyone does. I think no one can resist the temptation of delicious food. It can be a big source of income for a city, for it can drive many people to come traveling. Zibo in Shandong province is a case in point. Now, whenever anyone mentions Zibo, you'll think about the famous barbecue there. That's the power of food. In a fast-paced modern society, a lot of us are under great pressure every day. And enjoying great food can be a way for us to release pressure and find joy.
Just like Deng, many are also choosing to post their videos online to record different kinds of delicacies in China.
今天给大家介绍一下福州人在哪里买玉米。如果你在昌山区，你可以先去先锋市场。
Huang Zishang is a freelance photographer and a video blogger based in Fuzhou. In a video released on Xiaohongshu, she introduced local delicacies made of taro mash. They were well received on the platform and got over 27,000 likes. Wang believes local cuisines reflect the character of a city.
食物是可以体现这个城市的一个性格吧，我觉得。就比如说像上海。
I think delicious food can not only promote the development of the tourism industry, but also reflect the characteristics of a city. For instance, in Shanghai, where you can taste all kinds of food here, I think it means the city is rather inclusive, as most people can find the food that tempts their palate. But in a small city like Fuzhou, the food there tends to have a unique flavor. We just love sweet food in Fuzhou. Many would eat porridge with longan for breakfast, and this has something to do with the geographic location and history of this city.
On social media platforms in China, there are plenty of videos about where you can taste the most authentic cuisine in the city. These videos have brought huge popularity to small towns which used to be obscure among travelers. After videos on barbecue in Zibo went viral, the city in Shandong saw a swarm of travelers. Authorities expect over 120,000 travelers coming to Zibo during the May Day holiday. Sun Xiaorong with the China Culture Administration Association says while the sudden fame can boost the local economy of these cities, local governments need to take measures to make it sustainable.
城市呢，应该如何的去面对这样的一些新的一些
I think the local authorities of these cities should improve the public facility and services to meet the demand of an influx of tourists. Future development plans should consider the daily needs of both tourists and local residents. Also, they should protect the traditional way of life in these places. Now we can see a lot of cities in China look pretty similar, as they have undergone the same process of urbanization. But many third-tier cities and even small towns have retained their original way of life, natural landscape and local customs. You can always find a rustic charm in these places, and that's something other cities can learn from. That is, retaining their traditions and adding them to the experience of tourists.
Data shows a surge in the number of hotel bookings during the holiday. In places like Chaozhou and Shantou, hotel bookings have risen over tenfold compared to the level in 2019. The number of online bookings in restaurants nationwide has doubled from 3 years ago. Restaurants in cities like Beijing, Hangzhou, and Chengdu are among the most popular for travelers across the country. For the Beijing Hour, I'm Tian Yu.